Let's do some two separate functions. All right, those two functions, yes, if you use existing library called string, that string library already have this function. But now today's exercise is we're going to create those functions ourselves. So we call it string compare underscore menu, string copy underscore menu. All right, so that's your goal. You're going to create those two functions yourself. And once those are created, we can then use them to do our operation. All right, so for example, in our main function, I'm skipping some of the line before, but assuming we have already reading those lines, right? Then we can simply use a function to compare the current line with the previous line, right? If they're not zero, they're not equal, we will print it out, right? If they are equal, we will copy over the current string to this previous string to save it, right? So the next time we can compare the next line with this new string, right? So we're comparing different strings, right? We want to save the previous line in the previous variable and compare it to the current variable. So as soon as you create your own compare function and copy function, yeah, you can make this work. So here is a template I give you for you to get started with. So essentially, inside this compare function, you need to determine at what case you will determine the string are different, and what case you will break it out, or what case you will return the string are equal. All right. The copy, as I mentioned earlier, that when we want to copy two array, okay, one to another, we have to use a specific function to copy every single element inside of it. We cannot simply say to equals from. That only copy over the address of it. It won't prevent you. It won't create a copy of the value inside. So we have to create a separate function for every single character from your from array, and make a copy of that value in this to array. And at one point, you want to stop your program. For example, once you're reaching the end of the string. All right, so yeah, again, I have already provided you with the template file in our project folder. Please use that one. This code I showed in the slides are not complete version, so you cannot make it work if you just copy from the slides. Yeah, this is E6-2. Yeah. Yeah, just copy over the whole thing and then you need to fill out the blank.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, again, to test your function, you need to use the main function. I already provide you the main function in the template code with a test case inside. So you should just run that one, assuming you have completed your own function. So the main function, you don't have to program your main function. It's already provided in the code template. Yeah, so go to our course folder E6-2. Yeah. All right, so let's look at this two function. Well, I would hope this is quite straightforward, right? Like the first statement here is just to determine each of those character are equal to another, right? If it's not equal, we would return 1. That's it, right? And the second one is if both of them reaching the end of the string, which means they're equal. Both of them are equal to the /0 symbol. All right. The second one is we are basically copy over every single character, right? And then break if this from stream are reaching the end, right? So here we're comparing every character in string 1 and 2, right? Well, this is actually not complete, right? You want to check for both of them. This one is incorrect, but here, yeah, you copy over everything from the front until the front string. You're reaching the end of the front string. All right, so here is an alternative version of your copy function, which is we don't use the break at all. So by that basically means we put the break condition inside the while condition over here, which is a little bit more compact actually. Right? I mean, in practice, you might have multiple break in your code. In that case, you rather have the break explicitly break instead of having every condition inside this while bracket. Yeah, if there's only one break condition, yes, it makes sense to put it over here. All right, the last one we want to talk about today is a short lesson. Actually, we're going to finish very soon. The last one is the goto. All right, goto are actually most often used in assembly language, but C you can also use them. So essentially, you can have control of where your code will go after this goto statement. For example, we are iterate, for example, iterate through 2 for loop nested together into each other, right? If in this case, we want to break, let's say if something goes wrong, we want to stop the whole thing, right? If we only use the break, it make our code very tedious because we have to break over here and then go outside. You have to do the same check and break out your first for loop, right? So you have use 2 break to break out this nested for loop. So instead, this time we will just say goto error, and the error is here. So this is a label called error, and it will execute the rest of the information over here. Okay, so this is how you to use the goto. Remember to always make sure that your function will finish here. Your normal function will finish here by return 0. Because if you don't do that, your function might actually go over here as well. So you will receive some additional information which you're not intend to have, even you don't have error, right? So yeah, again, we are not often use them, and because it often make your code hard to read. If you imagine you have multiple goto, and one goto will come here, one goto will go to another label, and very shortly your code will be very, very hard to read. However, in assembly language, you're actually using goto to actually make your if statement, your for loop, while loop works. Because at the end of the day, a while loop means once you're reaching the end of your last statement, you have a go back to your first statement. So you in the machine language, it's actually have to go use this way. But now you have using the C language, you hopefully don't have to use this one. Another example. So again, that's often like we're searching for something in a two-dimensional array. So that array has two dimensions. We have to iterate through two dimensions separately, and we compare this array value to our target. If we find it, then we just go outside, do something. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely avoid using goto. In that previous case, if we don't do that, we might have to have a flag variable, right? Say, if we find it, then again, we have to use toBreak to stop your two loops. All right, so in this lecture, we have talked about the do while. Do while has, you have this body will be executed at least once, and then you verify your condition at the end. You have the break statement, terminate the entire loop, or continue statement to skip one loop. Goto statement to jump to the label. And yeah, maybe you can use them for error handling or for breakout some nested loops. All right, so let me just show you our next assignment very shortly.